Hello everyone, welcome to Juju's Kitchen. Today's recipe is sandwich bread made with sourdough starter. Firstly, I feed the starter. I started off my one using the method of adding different parts of flour and water and then throwing some of it away, which was a huge waste. So I decided to add equal parts of water and flour instead. And guess what? It worked. After 7 days, feeding my starter with 50 grams of flour and 50 grams of water and letting it to rest on the counter, it finally showed some grow and the smell of acetone, which means it was ready. After 7 days, I put it into the fridge, and every Friday evening I feed the starter 50-50, and after 7 hours it's ready to use. How do I know? Because it shows all these big bubbles. Then I mix the dry ingredients: strong flour, wholemeal flour, rye flour, and salt. Then I incorporate them very well using my hands. And I add the active starter and the water. A quick 5 minutes mixing everything, and I let it to rest for 1 hour. One hour later, I sprinkle some water on it, and I knead it for 5 minutes. Once it's smooth enough, I let it proofing for another 3 hours. 3 hours later, I grease the trays with olive oil. And I also grease the table. Then I scoop the dough out and I divide it in two. I'm doing 2 recipes here, but the quantities we'll have will make 1 loaf of bread. Then I shape them accordingly to each tray. And I let it to rest for 3 hours. 3 hours later, I scar the breads and I bake them in a preheated oven at 119 degrees Celsius. For 40 minutes. Then I turn off the oven and I leave the bread in there with the door slightly open for 10 minutes. Then I place it on a rack and I let it to cool down completely before cutting. Stay tuned. Até mais. Beijo. Tchau.